I am. I suppose JJ asked me to present to you tonight looking at playing within the rules. And I suppose the rules are huge, they're vast, there's loads of rules there. But tonight, we'll have a specific focus on the whole area around contact. What is deliberate contact? What's acceptable? What's not acceptable? And hopefully that you get a better understanding by the end of the evening. Please note, guys, it's just a reflection. I just want you to reflect. You may be a player, you may be a coach, or you may be a referee. Just reflect even after tonight if you feel you need to expand a bit more on that. So I hope you enjoy it. It'll be interactive as we go along. So what is it by the end of this presentation we want you to understand or be able to do? And that's to define what a good tackle looks like. So when we're talking about contact, well, what does good look like? I think that's important to know what good looks like. Then we look at the rules that govern the tackle, deliberate contact, and also the high tackle in ladies football. So we look at those specific rules in the rule book, and then we give you key examples of how they look in the game. So what are the key points to be watching out for when you're coaching the tackle, when you're playing the game and practicing it, or even as a referee, it's an opportunity to reflect on that. Please note, guys, I don't think anybody would be able to read off all the rules of the game right now. I think it's important we all become familiar with the rules. So it's important we keep revising ourselves on the rules of the game. So what are we trying to achieve? What is it we want? And I suppose what we all want is consistency. So if I'm playing a game here in Kerry, I'd like the game here in Kerry to be the same as in Madrid, or Stockholm, or down in Italy, or over in Brazil, or down in Australia. We want the ladies football game to look similar across the world. So it doesn't matter where you're from, the game should look the same. But there is two things that lead to that. Number one being detail. If you have clarity in your mind regarding detail, so the rules, the rule book, then you will be in a better position to be more consistent in our game. Also, we all need to be aware of the clarity. So what does certain rules mean? What do we mean by a high tackle? What do we mean by deliberate contact? What does that mean? And if we as players, as coaches, and as referees all understand that, we'll get more consistency. So everybody plays a role here. It's not the referee's fault. It's not the player's fault. It's not the coach's fault. Everybody has a responsibility to ensure we get consistency in how we play the game. Okay? I hope I'm not going too fast now. So, we're going to break out into breakout rooms. And I want you to have a chat with your fellow players, colleagues, referees, coaches. And there's one question I would like you to ask, okay, and have a chat about this. What challenges do you experience currently in your region in relation to coaching and practicing contact or the tackle in ladies football? So what are the common things that arise all the time when you play in your tournaments, in your leagues, in your games? What are the things that are always coming up in relation to the tackle technique or contact in general? So JJ, I'm going to leave it over to you to put them into rooms. JJ is going to put into rooms for a number of minutes, have a chat, and we'll have a discussion when we come back. Okay?
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so just to explain how the breakout rooms work, I control everything, so you don't need to do anything, okay? I'll take you out. We'll give you 3 or 4 minutes, say. I don't know, 2-3 points, whatever you think. And then when we come back out, you can't send a chat from within the breakout room, as I discovered in the table quiz last Thursday night, to great chaos. But what you can do is wait till you come out, select somebody, and just shoot on the points to, well, send them on to William, actually, because you're okay, just 2 or 3 points that you got, and we'll have a quick look and see if we've got any consistency, okay? So this all works automatically. You don't need to do anything, all right? You're going to be put at random, okay? You don't know which room you're going to be put in, okay? You could be put in with 6 referees and yourself, Okay, so good luck. All right.
Can one or two or three people just unmute themselves and just tell me what kind of conversation you had or what kind of chat you had? Anybody?
Okay, Des Riley here from Vienna Gales. I was in a chat room with Rebecca from Darmstadt, Dave and Marcus, who are both referees, and myself a referee. And what's interesting, Rebecca, said that she's only playing a year, but within her club, it was never really fully explained clearly the idea of the challenge. How do you legally dispossess a lady in possession of the ball? Yeah, it's written in the rule book, you know, time the tackling and so on. But I thought it was a very good point from Rebecca. It needs to be made very clear. How do you actually legally dispossess a lady with the ball?
Thank you, Desmond, and thank you, guys. You know, and that's a very, very good point. Excellent point. And it's actually something I think is right across the board in ladies football, whether in Ireland or anywhere else. I think there needs to be clarity around the tackling, what it looks like, but also how you coach it and what are the key points. So well done. Yeah, and I'll hope to probably cover that tonight, hopefully, Des. Anybody else? Thanks, Des. Anybody else, guys, with a different viewpoint or feedback? I'll take one more.
This is Amy here from Frankfurt. I don't remember the names of everyone, but we had a mix of clubs who train men and women together. And we noted that that's particularly challenging when the level of physicality is much higher in training. If we've had new players join before any competitions, all they've known is the more physical version, and then suddenly at a competition they're expected to know how to tone it down. So that's something that's quite a big challenge.
Thanks, Amy. And I suppose at the end of the day, ladies football is a non-contact sport. Yes, there is some contact, but we need to understand what is deliberate contact and how we kind of, I suppose, marry which is which. So I hope to cover that point as well, Amy, tonight, to give you a bit more clarity around what does deliberate contact look like and what, because at the end of the day, ladies football is a great product. And I hate comparing ladies football to men's football, because in my opinion, I think they're different. I think ladies football is different to men's football. They have different rules and they're played differently. So we will kind of cover that tonight. So well done, well done. Anybody else? One more. I'll take one more, guys. Two great points.
We had actually a follow-on kind of from that, was that it could also be how experienced a player is and whether they've grown up with the sport like they're Irish or not, because those players know exactly how to take a legal tackle or what they can get away with depending on the referee and the consistency of the referee. They know how to read this situation a bit better, as opposed to someone who, like, you know, like Rebecca's myself, who has only been playing more like for a shorter amount of time. So it can really change the level of who's tackling who in these games.
I think, Megan, that's a very good point. But sometimes there's a perception that, oh, you played the game before, you know how to tackle. But sometimes that could be a misperception, because there could be a lot of players who played the game all the way up through the grades, but never been coached how to tackle properly. So there's players who are deemed experienced, but they might never been taught how to coach properly. And so we're kind of saying, oh, when you played the game before, you should know. But they might have been coached. So there's kind of a balance in that, Megan, if that makes sense. So thank you very much.
Makes sense. I guess more it was about the confidence to go in level and then joining the different leagues. They have the confidence to do it a little more. They've had it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally get you. So what I do, guys, thank you very much. Look, as I said, I hope to cover the majority of questions you may have. If I've not, don't worry. Just put a question in the chat function, or we can discuss it after each segment. Okay, so I'm going to move it on now, guys. I'm going to move it on. So just bear with me on this one. So we're going to look at what good contact looks like. So I want you going away tonight going, that's what good looks like. I know now what it looks like. Okay, and that's important, because sometimes we focus on what not good looks like. We forget about what good looks like. So that's important. What are the rules and what are the key points? So, in relation to the tackle in ladies football, the rule is Rule 396. A player, while holding the ball into her body, cannot be legally dispossessed. Any attempts to do so shall reward a free. So I'll show you. So when the ball is in the body, you cannot tackle the player legally. And that relates to pawing, hand on the body. So when I'm talking about tackling, we're really saying that when you're dispossessing the ball, it must be timed. So when the ball is out of the body, you cannot tackle when the ball is in the body. No, you can't put a hand in the body. You can tackle when the ball is out of the body, when you're bouncing or soloing. The ball must be knocked away by one hand or two hands, and you cannot use the fist. So you cannot come in with the fist, okay? It must be one hand or two hands with the ball. And the most important thing, when the ball is in the body, you cannot be tackled. So we always coach players, or even for yourself, if you catch a high ball, always bring the ball into your body, because you can't be tackled when the ball is in your body. So that's the first important point for you tonight. You cannot be legally dispossessed when the ball is in the body. So what does that look like? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a video here, okay? And I'll just play it here for a second. Now, I want you to watch. This is the player who's going to get possession. The girl in the red. The girl from Cork is going to get the ball. This is the girl who's going to tackle the player in red. She is at least 12 meters away from the girl in front of her. Watch how she legally dispossessed the player while under pressure, running, tired, but look at the near hand tackle she used. Look at it, it's unbelievable. So let's watch it again. The ball is just out of her body. She times it to perfection and she flicks the ball away with one hand. Phenomenal. That to me is what good looks like. Okay? So I'll give you another example in a minute. Phenomenal. Here is another example of what good looks like. But it's a bit different now. This is closer contact, okay, and probably coming from a different angle. Again, legally dispossessed by, the ball was out of the body, she used one or two hands to dispossess her. So let's play it. There we have it. So the ball was out of the body. This time she used her opposite hand to legally dispossess her or take the ball off her because it was out of the body. So just give a look at that. So let's look at it again. The ball is out of the body. She came in, timed it, and dispossessed the player. That's what good looks like. Now, it doesn't matter what level you're playing, whether you're playing under 10s, minors, seniors, whether you're playing with club, inter-county, whether you're playing at home or abroad. That is good tackling. And that's what we're promoting in terms of you're waiting, you can't have in the ball as a body, you wait, you time it, and you use one hand with this hand or a near hand. I'll explain probably the benefits of both in a minute. So here we have it now. Oh, sorry. This is the tackle explained. So watch, Marie Ambrose is going to tackle Darren. She's soloing on the ball. Marie will take her time, she'll wait, and she'll use her near hand to dispossess the player. We advocate or promote that the near hand tackle is probably better than the far hand. Okay? Reasons being, you have more balance, you have more reach, okay? And that's important. But there's no problem using the opposite hand, which we'll see in a minute. But here is an example of it. So the ball is out of the body. She steps in with her near leg. She uses her near hand and taps the ball away. That's what good looks like. Here we watch it again. Okay, now, so we're learning here. We're learning that we can't tackle when the ball is in the body. We're learning you tackle when the ball is out of the body. You must time it with 1 or 2 hands. If the ball is in the body and I grab hold of my hand, it's a foul. Okay, it's a foul. If I grab hold of the jersey, it's a foul. That's a foul, okay? So therefore, that's important to note. But who's fooling who in this one? So now I'm going to show you what not so good tackling looks like, okay? And might just give you a comparison. Okay, here we go. So, if you look here, the girl in the white has the ball. She's being tackled by the girl in the blue. The ball is in her body, okay? Now, the ball is in her body. She's tackling the player. It's a foul. It's a foul because the ball is in the body. She's got her 2 hands on the body. She got her 2 hands on the body. It's a foul. Now, going back to my point earlier, if the girl in the blue tackled with her near hand, which is this hand here, okay, she probably would have a better reach and probably would have a better tackle. But that's okay. She's tackling with the other hand. She's fouling. But the player in possession is also fouling. She's pushing the partner away from her. Deliberately, with her elbow in her hand, she's pushing the player away from her. So 2 things here. The referee needs to decide is who fouled first. And the free will be given accordingly. So if you dispossess a player or put your hand on a player with the body in the body, ball in the body, it's a free. But if the opposing player is pushing, okay, first, then the free is against her. So just be conscious of that. You need to remember the referee is more than likely always going to be behind the play. So he will see the girl coming in, trying to dispossess her, but she knows the foul because the ball is in the body. So, before I just go on to JJ's clips, here is another observation. Here is Orla Finn in the red jersey. Orla wants to get past the girl in the blue jersey from Dublin. The player, defender, because of her positioning, what I mean by positioning is her feet, her stance, she's diving in, she has fouled the player on the ball. Remember, this is very important. Even if you take this home tonight, the ball is in the body. She cannot be tackled. But because she put her hand on her shoulder, it's a foul. Also, because of the poor tackling technique of the defender, Orla will probably get an advantage, will probably bypass her and go for goal, and the defender is all at sea and lost. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to let JJ show you a few other videos of poor technique, and I'll finish off this section with just a wrap up and a summary. Okay, JJ?
Yeah, thanks. Actually, I'm going to come to a couple of questions, William. I probably should have come in a couple of minutes ago. There's 3. So from Idal, she was interested to hear from the men's GAA coaches in how they change what they train. So maybe on that one, maybe if there are men's GAA coaches who are training ladies at the same time, maybe those guys can, well, it might be ladies training men's. Yeah, sorry, William, yeah.
On that point, I'm a coach. I actively coach myself at the moment. I coach a men's team. I coach a men's team, and I'm also ladies football. But I coach good tackling technique. I don't care whether you're a boy or a girl. I coach the boys as I coach the girls. Because at the end of the day, a player who's a good tackler will get the ball back more times or less frees than all grappling and hands in the body. So I coach the boys the same as I coach the girls. I train a senior club team who are senior championship in Kerry. I coach the boys the near hand tackle. I coach them the exact same way as I coach the girls because I believe timing, tackling the ball versus tackling the player is a no-brainer. If you want less frees, tackle the ball, not the player. If you want to get the ball back, tackle the ball, not the player. So that's just my experience as a coach. It doesn't matter who you're coaching. It's more pertinent in ladies football because it's non-contact, but quality coaching applies and quality tackling applies to both codes. That's just my opinion.
Okay, thanks. So there's another question there from Dave Riley. The slightest accidental contact, it was when you were showing a clip of a good tackle. Is that a foul? You know, I think
I think it's important to note that no ladies football game will have no contact. There will be time when there's contact. And I'll probably cover it in my clips coming up about deliberate contact. If it's deliberate, then it's deemed, okay, it's deemed a foul. But if it's not deliberate or it's just a clash, then there's not much you can do about that. There is going to be contact in certain elements, but once it's not deemed deliberate, so the movement of the player, the intent and the force will come into play. But hold that thought. I'll show that in a clip in a few minutes.
Okay, and Shondell had a question as well, and I think I know it was the one where the girl was coming in with the hand, a bit of a push off the rugby style. Would the referee be likely to give a hot ball in that situation? I guess that's difficult from a picture to tell, but
yeah, no, it wouldn't. No, so it's who has fouled first.
Yeah.
So if the girl tackling the ball fouled first, then the free is given to the girl on the ball. If the girl pushed off first, then the free is given to the girl who was tackling. Okay, so it's not a hot ball; it's who fouled first in that scenario.
Okay, good. So that was the three questions. So as I have a couple of clips, right, which I actually use for the referee training, right, and they're all from Vienna from last year. So they're actually, some of you are featured in it. I can tell you that now because I saw you coming in. One thing, we're not going to talk about the incident itself or names, or we're not going to talk about the referee or anything like that. I'm going to ask you a simple question, and if you can send them to William, please. So if you go into your chat, just make sure that William is selected down at the bottom of the two. Now, if it goes out to everybody, it's not like the table quiz where you're giving the answers out to everyone, which was happening, right? It doesn't matter. So I'm going to share the screen. Hold on, somebody is still coming in. I'm going to share the screen. The clips are very short. So what I'll do is I'm going to ask you the question. You're going to watch the clip. William is going to give me whether people are more or less, I'll give you the answer. William is going to tell us whether you're kind of getting it or not, whether you think it was a foul. And then we'll watch the clip again. Okay, and they're very short. Okay, so I'm going to show you three, all right, of each. Okay, and they're all from Vienna, so which is good. Okay, so the first question is on this one: is there a foul? Yes or no? Okay, so just yay or nay into William. Maybe the referees would hold off, please, or at least go anonymous in case you get any of them wrong. William, you're on mute, so you can.
The majority are saying yes.
Yeah. So that's a foul. There was a hand in the back, wasn't there? She was following her the whole way up, right? Watch it again.
She fouled the person, not the ball.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay. Let's move on. So the question here is this a free to 5 red or against 5 red? So 2 5 red or against 5 red, okay? This one. Sorry, I got the wrong number. It's 18, right? Sorry, I got the wrong number, sorry. So, is it a free to number 18 red or a free against number 18 red?
The majority are saying against number 18 because she was charging, and I'll be actually showing a few clips in that a few minutes to re-emphasize that, but that's what they're saying, against 18 because she was charging, JJ. I feel like I'm in the Eurovision here or something.
Okay, so let's go back, and it's 125. I got the wrong number. That's a different clip, right? It's coming up to it. Let's have a look at it again. Yeah, so as a referee looking at that one, that is absolutely charging, 100%. That is a free against red. The girl number 13 was holding her position. You're entitled to hold your position. And then in men's as well. That's charging in men's as well. Anyway, let's not talk about men's.
But it goes back to the 3 points I'll be highlighting later on. The movement of the player, the intent of number 18, and the force will answer that for you. And that's how I got it, was by the movement of the player, the intent and the force that she went at. It's a free against, it's charging. Yeah.
Okay, good. And maybe I could ask the referees not to send in their message because they've already seen these and they know the answers.
I've not seen them, so this is new to me.
It's new to William,
so
right? So maybe you might be distorting the results here. Okay, so we'll show number 3, okay, which is, just give me 1 second. Oh, why isn't this working? Okay, here we go. Sorry, the question is it a free 2-9 in blue or a free against her? Okay, so in favor of 9 or against number 9, okay?
So the majority are saying against number 9 for raised elbow and pushing off into the player.
The message seems to be getting through, William. Yeah,
yay! Let's call it a day.
It's actually, you know, if you look at it, I mean, this is very common as well. You cannot put your arm up into a girl's face or into her chest or any. Watch it again.
And as I said, guys, in a few minutes, you'll see more clips of this pertinent to the rule, and we're done.
Okay, back to you, William.
Okay, guys, so we're nearly finished. Wrap up. I think, which one was I on? Was I on this one? Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do just to wrap up this section here is I'm just going to go do a little summary for you. So I'm just going to show you how everything I spoke about looks like now if this was to be done again and I was a coach and I was a player and I was giving feedback to the player. What kind of feedback would I give before we finish off this segment? So just watch it off straight. Just watch it straight. There's a foul. Okay. Here, if you look at the girl in white, she's going to commit a foul. Now, her positioning is not great. Her feet, her body positioning. The girl in blue is right-legged. The girl in blue will want to go down here or down the center. If she's left-legged, she doesn't want to go out the right, okay? But the girl in 7, number 7, watch, commits a foul. Poor tackle technique, dived in and committed a foul. If I was her coach, I would say, listen, there was no need to dive in. There was no need to tackle her. Just run beside her. Run beside her and keep going towards the stand. Don't dive in. So she dived in. That's a foul. So the referee, as you see, indicated a foul. That's the first one. Now, let's look at the second one. Here is another opportunity for a player to dispossess the girl coming. Aisling is right-legged. She will want to come down this side or go straight through her. She doesn't want to go out here. She doesn't. She's right-legged. Watch the positioning of the Sligo girl. Her positioning is all wrong. She dives in and she commits a foul. So, if I was her coach, I would have said, don't dive in. Don't dive in. Put one foot in front of the other and push her where you want her to go. So, oh, Aisling, you're right-legged. I'm going to push you down here. So I would say, don't tackle her at all. Push her somewhere where you don't want her to go. And then probably use your near hand. Okay? All right? So just gives you an idea. So guys, to wrap up that section and to go to the final piece, in summary of that, I would say to you is, The best tackler is the patient tackler. The person, the player that waits, that scans, that times. When is the right time to put my hand in? When is not the right time? When do I step in? When don't I step in? Do I push her down the wing and then step in? So the desire and the commitment needs to be on the ball, not the person. In my opinion, from watching ladies football in Ireland, and I've also been to loads of tournaments abroad, but in Ireland as well, and this is something, is that a lot of poor tackling is on the player. There's pawing going on, pulling on the jersey, the wrong hand being used, slapping the back, knocking the girl down. So therefore, there's a lot of fouls. But your body positioning is important. And I would advocate you to watch Michael Jordan's defensive stance clip. Michael Jordan has a clip which is only 2 minutes long about how do you position yourself in a defensive stance to push your player where you want him to go, and then you perform a tackle. I would recommend it highly, guys. Excellent clip, excellent. So for me to you, what I'd be saying to you is, if I'm coaching the tackle, if I'm a player and I want to tackle better, or if I'm a referee, what would I be watching out for? Is the eyes on the ball? So is the eye on the ball? Am I tackling the ball? Am I using my hand to flick it away? One hand or two hands, not the fist. You cannot use the fist. That's a free, it's a foul against you. And am I stepping in, stepping across the player for good balance? There may be contact, but because of the stepping in your hand, you will not be blown for a free. So for you, that's my summary in that section. If anybody has any questions, you can. I'll open it up, ask a few questions, and we'll move on to the final section.
I'll just take one of the questions there, and then, and as William said, if you want to speak it in as well, Sean Dale had a question. What exactly is pawing?
Pawing is when, if you can see me, is if I have the ball, so I'm a player on the ball, and I'm a hand here, and a person has my hand, slapping at my hand or pawing at my hand, trying to grapple you. Okay, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to grab hold of the hand, I'm pawing on her hand, but the ball is over here. So it's this hand she's pawing, okay? So that's pawing. Does that, I hope I've explained that. So that's pawing. I will send a picture tomorrow, so you can send it out, JJ.
Yeah.
Pawing is where you're pawing the hand, kind of grappling, if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it. The girl is like a meter behind, and she's trying to stop the girl getting any advance. And you know what I'm saying to the referees here, and we'll talk about the referees aspect maybe a little bit later. Is, you know, that's advantage straight away. Well, free if it needs to be, but just put up the hand straight away. There, it's not allowed, and that's it. You know,
guys, on our ladies, just what I remembered, on our ladies website www.ladiesgaelic.ie, we have all the skill cards of all the skills. We have videos of all the skills. So the video you saw, the two Cork girls doing the near hand tackle, that's there with audio. Use it, guys. Go and listen to it. Show it to your players. You know, as coaches, listen to that. You know, listen to that. What must I be coaching? A good coach is a coach that knows what they're looking for. A very good coach knows what they're looking for and can spot and fix. A lot of times I wonder, do coaches know what they're looking for, and therefore they can't spot and fix? So they go with the status quo. As players, we need to know how to tackle properly. So I would say to you, as a player, go to the rule book, go to the videos, go to get a better understanding for yourself. And also I would say, challenge your coach. Ask your coach, I want to be a better tackler. Can you help me? What must I do? What can I do? What can't I do? So let's all challenge each other in that sense. Okay? Will I move on, JJ?
I'm looking at time, it's 10 to 9. We have a couple more clips in terms of, they're very quick, so I have 5 more. And I'm just wondering, because myself and William were chatting beforehand and seem to be flexible in the thing and try to keep this to an hour, you know, that...
I will be finished for 8 o'clock. I'll be finished for 8 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you continue on, and then we'll do the clips, and if there's discussion, we're going to run over a little bit over the hour. Hopefully that's not a problem. So we'll continue with the tackle. because it's one subject. But we can come back. What I'm saying is, in the future, we're not covering everything here tonight. Okay?
Yeah, and I think that's important. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, I'm moving on quickly. I'm just conscious of time. I'm 40 minutes presenting. Another 5-10 minutes and we'll be done. So appreciate it. So rule 403, this came up earlier. There's no deliberate body contact. I'll show you that in a minute. And rule 417B, a high tackle is a yellow card. A deliberate high tackle is a red card. So what do they look like? When you're gauging these things, there's 3 things. What's the movement of the player like? Is it going towards the player like number 18? Is there real intent, closed fist, looking to take a player out of it? And what is the force like? Here is an example of deliberate contact. Watch it. So watch the girl from Kerry tackling the girl from 14. That is deliberate contact. She deliberately went to shoulder the girl to the ground. It doesn't happen in ladies football. You cannot shoulder a player, shoulder to shoulder ladies football. That is deliberate contact. Okay? High tackle. So what does a high tackle look like? Here's a yellow card offence. So this is a yellow card offence. So again, the referee deemed the movement of the player, she kind of caught her late. There wasn't too much intent or too much force. Okay, it's a free in, yellow card, that's sufficient. Okay? She gets 10 minutes playing time in the sin bin. Okay? Here is a red card high tackle, and look at the difference. So watch the difference here now. The movement of the player, the intent of the player, and the force of the tackle. Look at the difference between the yellow card and the red card. And this is actually one of my work bits. So, yes, very funny. Here we go.
Sarah Rowe, and so she Paco Lesha or Kylie Moore agus William Moore Croy Cornish and son Egg Ashling Wire agus kick Sarah Legamio.
Yeah, so could go Thursday agus frustrated.
So to finish off tonight, guys, I'm just going to finish on this small clip on charging. It's only 4 or 5 minutes long, and we're finished tonight. But things just beware of. What we're learning here now is, in terms of deliberate contact, in terms of high tackling and charging, there's 3 things. The movement of the player, is she, could she have went left, could she have went right? Could she have gone somewhere different? So the movement of the player, the intent, and also the force. Here's a small 5-minute clip, and we're finished then. Okay? So bear with me. Thank you very much.
The charge. It is important as a coach or a referee to understand the differences in the levels of charge and what a referee will be expected to award for each of these. With this short clip, we will have a look at the different levels of charge according to the LGFA official guide. In the official guide, charging is mentioned in 3 areas. Under non-technical fouls, you will see charging of an opponent. This is where a player will get a free awarded against them and will be ticked or noted by the referee. Under the yellow card section, you will see charging of an opponent with the shoulder to the upper body. In this case, a player will be sin-binned in line with the yellow card offence. And under the red card section, you will see deliberate charge, including frontal charge or jumping at an opponent, colleague or official. In this case, a player will be awarded a straight red card and will be sent off the field of play. So what does a referee need to look out for when deciding what offence of a charge the player has committed? The referee will look for the movement of the player involved. So did they make a movement directly towards the player who is about to tackle them, or in the case of a player who does not have the ball, directly towards the player who is coming with the ball? They will also look at the intent that player had in relation to the charge, and then of course the force of the charge. So depending on the combination of these three, the movement of the player, the intent of the player, and the force in which they use, will help the referee decide if this should be just a foul, a yellow card, or a red card. And some of the videos to follow will assist you in this decision making. Final thing to remember in relation to the card is it does not matter if the player has the ball or does not have the ball in their possession. A player with the ball can charge into a defender, while a player without the ball can charge into somebody coming with the ball. So it is not whether they have the ball or not, it is if they commit the charge. The first clip is in relation to the non-technical foul. So in this case, you will see that the player charges, but for the referee, they are looking at the intent, the movement of the player, and the force. You will see that the player does charge, but there is not great force and not huge intent. So in this case, the player just has a free awarded against them and they will be noted. You can take a second to look at this again. Level up of charge is for a yellow card offence. And in this case, you will see the charging of an opponent with the shoulder to the upper body. If you look at this video, the player goes in. There is not huge force, but there is intent and there is motion of the player into the defender. So in this case, it is a yellow card offence. And the final mention of charging in our official guide is deliberate charge, including frontal charge or jumping at an opponent or colleague. In this clip, you will see there is greater intent, force, and the player moves directly in the position of the defender. If you watch clearly, you will see all three combining together. So the player in this stage will have a free awarded against them, but also a straight red card. So to summarise the three of them, you need to look out for the force of the player, the intent they had, and the direction. A defender has every right to be in the position that they are standing in. A player coming attacking towards them must make an effort to move out of their way.
Okay, guys, so to finish off, what have we covered tonight? I want to be very specific on tonight. I want to be very specific. I want to be very much focused on the contact element. So, to wrap it up, just to show you guys, there's a lot of red card offences there. A lot of red card offences. We just touched on two. So be aware of other rules that are pertinent to the red card offence. They're available on the website. If you want to do another workshop on this, no problem. If you look at the red and yellow card, a lot of yellow card offences, we only challenged 3 of them tonight. So we looked at them in 3 of those yellow card offences tonight. Again, particular, the contact. If you, basically what it's saying is a technical foul is a foul on the ball, and non-technical foul is a foul on the player. Okay, so that's the difference regarding say. We also have your non-technical fouls. Look at them all. There's just loads of them. You won't know them all after tonight, but you might know 3 or 4 of them as a result of what we did tonight. So there's a few there that are perfect in. If you do these things 3 times, you get a yellow card. So if you do any of these 3 times, you're gone for 10 minutes, playing time. And then finally, we have our technical fouls. So you will see, guys, there's a load of rules out there. But tonight, we just touched on the contact element, the deliberate versus non-deliberate, and hopefully a better understanding of the tackling ladies football. Just before I leave, JJ wanted to highlight, in ladies football, in the continent, normally out of 9 times out of 10, they do their kickouts from the 10-metre line. So whether it's a score or it's a wide ball, the kickout is always from the 10-metre line. Something to be aware of, something that's different to the rule that's there, that's pertinent to your own rules. So guys, that's
just before we go to the breakout rooms again, just for 3 or 4 minutes, I want to finish off the video clips. Okay? So we'll do the exercise we were doing earlier. I'll ask a question, you can have a look at them again. And they're all from Vienna as well. Is that before we go to the breakout rooms, William, yeah?
Yeah, I'm finished, yeah. So
okay, no, I'll come back to you and then we'll go into the breakout rooms where you'll be 2 or 3 minutes just to come up with a few things. So it's back to what we were doing. So if you want to stop sharing, William.
Yeah.
So again, same thing as what we were doing before. I've got 5 more clips. All right, so you can test yourself. Again, I'd ask the referees not to send in. Okay, so the question here is clip number 4. Free to number 9 blue, yes or no?
Hopefully now we get them all right, guys. You get all these right, I know you got all the information.
Okay, I hope this works. Free to 9 blue, yes or no? People are, what's the consensus there, William?
Yes, they're saying, JJ.
Yeah, free to 9 blue, yeah. Look, she won the ball and the girl goes in with the arm, yeah. Okay.
Foul on the player. Foul on the player, straight free.
Okay, let's move on. I think this is
getting... gauge it, guys. Is it a foul on the ball or the player? That will help you.
Okay, so the question here is free to 7 white, yes or no?
It's kind of a mixture. A lot of people are saying no. One is saying yes, shoulder on hand on the shoulder. Okay, where a lot of people are saying no.
People are saying no. Okay, let's watch it again. Number 2. I know there's people from Belgium here. All right, this is not. I think there's 2 fouls there. Okay, she was fouled initially, and then 2 came in and pushed her.
Fouled the player. They didn't touch the ball. Yeah. The ball did not go in a different direction. She fouled the player. So when you foul the player, it's a free.
So that was
she didn't contact the ball at all. Didn't touch the ball.
So that's a penalty because it was obviously inside the area. Okay. Okay. So just any free in here at all. Okay. Have a look. Okay. Have anything. Oh, sorry. This one. Yeah. Sorry, I should have played it on another second or 2. Watch it again. I think I went.
They're saying yes because there was an arm on the shoulder and the back, and that's going back to my point earlier on about the tackle technique. If you tackle with the far hand, the other hand 9 times out of 10 will commit the foul. You might have got the ball with this hand, but this hand on the back will commit the foul. Hence why we promote near hand tackle. So you won't get caught if you get near hand tackle with one hand. But 9 times out of 10, if you tackle like so, the likelihood is you're going to get the hand on the back, like here, and possibly commit a foul.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like a good tackle in terms of the ball getting knocked away, but watch the arm on the back.
And that's just going back to my
point there. There it is there. Look, the arm's on the back and the girl goes over it. So she does get in with the right hand, but the left hand is actually pushing her in the back. Okay.
But I think, JJ, if she used her near hand, she would have got the ball off her. She would actually pushed her out. There would have been no issue there. But the fact she went with her far hand, she was off balance, foul.
Yeah. Okay, so last one, guys. Free to white or red. Okay. So what's going on here? You got to watch this fairly closely. Okay. Not this one. It's coming up now. Okay, I know
a red card. They said red, but it's a free to red. They're saying
free to red. Yeah, arm holding. You saw it, yeah. Watch it.
Held her down, and just there on that one, If a player's on the ground, she can pick the ball off the ground once her knees are off the ground. You can play the ball along the ground, push it away from each other, or push the ball away, but your knees must be off the ground to get the ball off the ground. She was holding her down, freeing the player. That's it.
Yeah, watch it there.
She holds her down. Yeah.
Actually, it's very clever player from number 9, you know, because the blind side of the referee, you know.
Exactly.
So it's an old classic.
It's also, like, the other side of it is, those girls had their knees on the ground, so they're both picking the ball off the ground. So if you didn't see that, it's who picked the ball up first deems the free.
Yeah. So I think we're not going to cover any more, but because there's lots more. So, you know, maybe afterwards I'll do it in an email or a survey or maybe in the breakout rooms. Now, what did you want to get out of the breakout rooms, William? Sorry, back to you.
No, basically, I suppose it doesn't matter. We don't have to go into the breakout rooms. I just want you to think for 30 seconds your own mind. And I want to ask you one thing that you took from tonight. What would it be? So for 30 seconds, just reflect. I might ask randomly people what they took from tonight. That'll help me understand if we got it. Okay? And we'll wrap it up. Okay, so Pamela, what did you take from tonight? Pamela Walsh.
Yeah, I kind of understand the rules a lot more and how to go without tackling and like positioning, how to do and like the things more so not to do than what to do. Because there's little things like that you just do as habit and really need to stop doing them to try to get less frees and to have the game flowing like more.
And that's a good point. It's all about habit. Get into good habits. I have no problem if you want me to do a session on how to coach a tackle. I have no problem doing that for you. How to actually coach it, no problem. Simple techniques that I use myself. If you want to do another webinar, no problem. Ray Coleman, and what did you take from tonight? You're on mute, Ray. You're on mute, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Okay. As a referee myself, is what to watch for in the charge. Okay, so about the intent, the movement of the player, because that's something that even as I know I've been refereeing quite a long time, but the charge was something that I probably always struggled on.
Thanks, Ray. Daniel, I'm going to take three more, and we'll leave it at that. Daniel, with the down here. Daniel, what did you take from tonight? So Daniel, is he I don't know, has he got a? Okay, we move on. Michael, Michael, yeah.
Yeah, I think as a referee as well, the key point I took to be watching more is that trio of things: the movement of the player, the intent, and the force, and like have that in your mind as a referee going out into each game. You know, it's a really good one.
And also, I suppose, Michael, is the foul on the ball or on the player. I'll take two more. Jessica McKenna. Jessica, if you don't mind, what did you take from tonight?
Yeah, well, I actually learned that I can do not a near hand tackle, because obviously my coaches from a child had always taught me only use my near hand. Yeah. So now at least I know I can use my other hand as well, but I shouldn't, because it's better with the near hand. But also the intent and like teaching the girls, especially here in Stockholm, because we have a lot of new players, that you can hold your ground, but it's the intent that you're also running at people as well. There's a lot more than just what you're doing with your hands when the player has the ball. Exactly. You can foul off the ball as well. Exactly.
But also positioning. Sometimes people feel they have to tackle. I have to tackle her, I have to stop her. No. Maybe put her, if you can't tackle her properly, put her somewhere she doesn't want to go. Just put her somewhere she doesn't want to go. Go down the line there. Go on the way down the line, or go over to the stand, and we get you there, you know. So just patience. One more.
Can I just come in on that there, because I was talking to William earlier about the near. You can commit a foul with the near hand tackle.
Exactly, you can. If you make contact with the body with the near hand and the ball is in the body, it's a foul. So the same applies. But with the near hand, you've better balance, you've better reach, and you're more than likely to perform a better tackle. Plus that hand in the back is not applicable. So final one, Kieran Chapman. Kieran, what did you learn tonight?
Hi. It's been very good, very interesting. I've been focusing on coaching the girls team at jockeying more, because there seemed to be a bit of inconsistency when it came to how much contact constituted a foul. So this cleared up a lot for me. So thanks.
And Kieran, I think that's a very jockeying. So I go to the Michael Jordan defensive stance, 2.5 minutes, how to jockey in terms of using your foreleg, your forehand. Trust me, guys, better tacklers or better decision makers in terms of their positioning. So on that note, guys, I want to thank everybody for participating tonight. I hope you understood me. I'm a Kerry man. We talk a bit strange, okay? So hopefully you understood me. I enjoyed tonight. I know, look, we're in uncertain times, we're in strange times, but nights like tonight is brilliant and are important. We get to talk to people and meet people. So I want to thank JJ for inviting me. If you'd like to do anything more from a coaching perspective on the tackle or anything, I'd really love to help out where I can. So on that note, thank you very much, everybody. Be safe, be positive, and we'll talk soon. Thanks,
okay,
JJ.
so, yeah, thanks. Don't go off yet. Don't go off yet, guys. I'll just wrap up very quickly. Thanks a million to William, and thanks to the LGFA. I landed this on them when I sent out the email a week ago. I had no idea. I never told the LGFA that this thing was on Monday night. Normally you'd have the courtesy to go and plan it a couple of weeks out and say, will we do this and try this? No, I put the cart before the horse, but it seems to have got a bit of a result. So thanks to you guys. I am going to ask the referees if they wouldn't mind just hanging on for a minute afterwards. But also in terms of, and William, you can hang on as well. In terms of feedback, like we were playing it by ear here. This kind of is more coaching thing. I was coming at it from the referees thing. I think we need to coordinate to see how, we can take advantage of the video conferencing. It's so easy, the access to it. Yeah, you'd like to be out on the pitch and do all this. We know that, right? But there's a really easy access here. So we need to figure that out, and maybe in terms of the rules and the frustration and things like that. I just want to kind of get to the players and the coaches as well to say, I'm looking at this from two strands. My main focus is the referees, that the referees know the rules. You'd imagine that going into any sport that it would be a given that the referees, the players and the coaches all know the rules. You'd kind of think that's basic enough. It's a lot harder than it looks. It's not so simple at all. And I am working separately, and it's not going to happen this year. Well, forgetting the whole COVID thing, it's going to take 1 to 3 years probably before we get that level of consistency that you guys want. It was more about that tackle and the frustration of it. There's also technical fouls that we need to look at. We didn't even go there. The kick out, William covered it in 15 seconds. I could spend 30 minutes talking about the kick out because it's so frustrating. And in ladies football, if you commit a foul on the kick out, you're almost certainly giving a point away. In men's, you're not. You're giving a throw ball away in most cases and things like that. And it's frustrating for you guys. And it's frustrating for the referee. And the referees, sometimes you're going, oh, I have to, why, and it's a crunch time in a game and you're giving away. It's not the referee's fault, So thanks a million. If you have feedback, I'm just looking if you have feedback, I might send out a form maybe, easier, put it in some sort of rating, what you'd like to see covered. This is our first time doing it.
In my opinion, JJ, more of this needs to happen. You're a community practice in your own in terms of important. The more you share from other people and learn, the better you'll be. The more you hold things in or say nothing, I always believe you should do more of this. This is brilliant. I'm only new to this myself. I was nervous tonight, but Jesus, man, I'm buzzing after it. I'm going to play rounders now in a few minutes, but I'm buzzing after it. So, okay.
So guys, thank you very much. If I can ask the referees to hang on, if you don't mind, or just want to get signed kind of into from the referee's perspective. We'll do it again in some shape or form, okay, in the next few weeks. So thanks a million, okay? Roll it out to your clubs. And I've recorded this as well. I don't know, we might share it. We'll see. There's no bad language in it or anything like that. We'll see. We'll talk with William and maybe we'll throw it up in a private online place where you can share it with your clubs and go through the clips and we'll look at the quality of it, okay? All right. Thanks a million, guys.
Thanks, William.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Many thanks. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bonjour, bye.
Okay.